𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Hi everyone. Talks. Why do you think another person? Hi everyone. Come on in. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Come on in. Say hello. Hi TikTok family. Hello Instagram family. Hi YouTube and Facebook. How's everybody? Y'all, can y'all believe the week is over? Like it was just Monday, like yesterday, and we're almost halfway through 2024. Cause y'all remember, like, hello, Miss in the Sanctuary. January was like never ending, the never ending story, and then February came was like, let's go. But we thank God for His blessings. We thank Him for keeping us thus far, um, this year. But anyway, hi everyone. Come on in. I love the screen on your polka dots. Thank you. I don't know. Somehow I think so too. But maybe I should have joined the circus or something. Yeah. I just gravitated towards polka dots for whatever reason. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, hi everyone. Happy Thursday. Come on in. If you just joined us for the first time, you're welcome. You're welcome to the most positive platform. Y'all don't understand that sometimes, even for myself, that even when we're not live, and something like yesterday, I had to deal with a case that I'd been working on, and USCIS denied that case. I was weak. I was weak. I was. I had to shut everything down because I remember I was up till I think it was 4 a.m. the day before I sent this case out. But then I had to remind myself that the fact that this did not play out, um, thank you, that it doesn't mean God fails. God doesn't fail. That just wasn't meant to be. And so when I say that to say this is when I remind myself also that, you know what, encouraging words that we share here is the reason why this is so important, and why it takes time to do it, because it's not just about sharing immigration information. It's about also encouraging one another, um, and just being able to share one another's victories. We don't ever say we have defeats. We just have challenges. I always tell my kids, we don't ever say we struggle. In my homes, you will never hear anybody say, I'm struggling. No, I'm facing the challenge, because, power of life and death is in the tongue. So words are very powerful. So that yesterday was one of those times, like, you know what? Remember my tribe, knowing that there are people, to support you, to encourage you. That's what this is all about. So thank you each and every time when you guys come in, because just like you get immigration information, we also enrich one another's lives, and there's nothing like it. Yeah, welcome to the most positive immigration space. Please invite your friends to join us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Olale Immigration across the board. Yes, thank you, Ms. Sanctuary. And that's it. But happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you've had a blessed week so far. Even if your desires weren't all fulfilled, God is not done yet. It's not the end of the story. It's the end when it has worked out in your favor. So if this is Attorney Avisala Adebola Olale, immigration attorney. Hello, Sim01. Immigration attorney physically based in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. So it doesn't matter what state you live in. They have an immigration case, like we will go. But talking of Ago, so our there was some registration that we were in the process of doing. And so hasn't come out approved before yesterday was a deadline. If you've been trying to text out direct office line, that text system is down. So if you need to text us, please text us on WhatsApp. I don't know how long that's going to be down for, but it's the same number of WhatsApp, 334-341-4475. And so if you're looking to text us, please, that's where we need you to text us. Thank you, Secretary. Text us on WhatsApp. We cannot receive text on our regular office line, neither can we send text out. So please use WhatsApp or send us messages on social media, and Lydia will be in touch with you and respond to your requests for but if you're looking to schedule a consultation, the best and fastest way for you is going to be going on our website, olalayalawfirm.com. That's the easiest, fastest way you can do that, so you don't have to wait. But anyway, 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com, at Olalaya Immigration on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Subscribe, share, like, follow. All of that would be very much appreciated. Let's talk immigration, people. All right, come closer. Let's talk. All right, what are we talking about tonight? Green card revocation and divorce decree. Because it's become a lot of it's and some of, I'll tell you, even 3-4 years ago, that wasn't something that I or most attorneys that I know paid attention to, because it wasn't an issue. It wasn't an issue because I told you because that the divorce decree, this was an interview I attended in Minnesota. The divorce decree, the red stamp was like half of the page, like as big as my head. And the ladies are seasoned today. I say that to say this whole divorce decree, what I call an epidemic. Thank you, Mr. Green card revocation and divorce decree. Green card revocation and divorce decree. What I've called an epidemic. This thing just started especially with Nigerians, but I'm having some clients from other African countries who are also having similar issues. And another thing USCIS is doing now is questioning birth certificates. And so, I think I'll do another a live on that specifically. But a lot of us are seeing that, and that's why I'm trying to, there's some cases that even when I look back on my case, like, wow, that should not have been approved, but we thank God that that went through. But now USCIS is just honing down on that, and so that's why I'm taking time to just let you know what can or cannot be. Thank you. So, green card revocation and divorce decree. What do I mean by that? Can your green card still be revoked? Even if, so can you still have? You've got a 2-year green card. You've got a 10-year green card. Can USCIS still revoke that based on allegations of a defective divorce decree? It depends on the kind of green card you have. So let's talk about that. If you've got, and this is what I'm talking of, you've gone through the initial adjustment of status process, meaning you filed your I-130, you filed your I-485. USCIS approved that with your divorce decree. There wasn't an issue initially and everything went through. Now you've got your 2-year green card. Now you've got your 10-year green card. If you've got a 10-year green card and you're coming up on applying for citizenship, can USCIS now go back to pull up your file and look through your divorce decree, especially if you're Nigerian like I am, or from a country where they feel like, they're questioning your documents for your country? Can they pull up your file and look into your divorce decree, and based on if they feel that it's not genuine or if it's a defective, non-authenticated document, can they still revoke your green card at that point? And that's why I said it depends on the kind of green card you have and how long you've been a green card holder for. So short answer to that is it possible for USCIS to still revoke your green card even after they have approved your initial green card based on the same divorce decree you used initially? Can they come back and revoke that and now change their mind and say something is wrong with that? Absolutely, yes, they can. Not only can they do that, they are actually doing that. So I had someone who I consulted with today that they have just messed up this lady completely. Revoked her child who has had a green card for the last 2 years, filed an I-751, and based on the defective divorce decree that after all these years they're not coming back to claim, revoked and terminated the little girl's status. It's possible, so they can. How can they do that? When you file your initial, especially if you filed your case, say, but prior to 2021, prior to 2020, 2021, this really picked up since COVID. And a lot of cases, really, USCIS was not really questioning divorce decrees back years ago. It just even a couple 3 years ago. So many cases that were already approved then, when you now file your I-751, what USCIS is doing now is they are now using you filing a new petition to now pull up the documents from your previous file and making sure that they should have approved your case initially to start with. If they feel that there's a reason to question your divorce decree, what they're doing is they'll issue a request for evidence or notice of intent to deny. And if they claim that they cannot verify your divorce decree, USCIS can go ahead and revoke your green card. So if you've got a 2-year green card and you're now submitted 751, that's usually your next, because once you get your 2-year green card, your next time you're going to meet with USCIS is when you actually file for your 751 to remove the conditions in your residency. If you do that, or when you do that, they will go back and look in your file. If they feel that they should not have approved your case because of a defective divorce decree, then what they will do is they will not approve your 751. And after denying your 751, they will terminate your status. It's ridiculous, but that's what we're seeing. In a case of someone who's got a 10-year green card, if your 10-year green card, which you have a 10-year green card, granted, yes. If you have any reason to apply for immigration benefits with USCIS, when you've been a green card holder for less than 5 years, on your 10-year, you've had your 10-year green card, but you've had it for less than 5 years. And say, for instance, you apply for citizenship. That usually will be your next point of call with USCIS. They are using the application for naturalization to look into your previous file and make sure that they should have approved your green card to start with. If USCIS makes an allegation and says they question your divorce decree, even though that's the same divorce decree that they approved your initial case on, if they come back and they claim that they don't believe it's genuine, they give you an opportunity to, you get a request for evidence and they still don't believe it. If they deny a naturalization application, the next thing USCIS is doing is they will put you in removal proceedings. If your green card, you've had your 10-year green card, you've been a green card holder for less than 5 years, they call it rescission proceedings. They will give you a notice of intent to revoke, and based on your if you're not able to rebut the allegations, and it's going to be, they're going to revoke your status and then place you in rescission proceedings, basically in removal proceedings. So that is the craziness that we're seeing an uptick in, and it's really crazy. So it is still absolutely possible for USCIS to revoke your green card based on allegedly the defective divorce decree, even if that is the same divorce decree that you used in your initial case. So for those of you who have not filed any cases at all, this is your cue to say, you know what, I take a little divorce decree that new. She can eat my one, like she to me got the mouse on you, right? So I wish my one, which one? One of the two. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Make sure, if you have to, when people make consultation with me, I'm like, hey, Sister, I tell you upfront, I don't authenticate documents. That's not my job. I mean, I've seen documents that I say, okay, there's nothing wrong with this. And USCIS comes back and said, we couldn't verify it. So because we couldn't verify, then it's not genuine. And like, okay, verify based on what? So, but at least I have a colleague that I reach out to back in Nigeria, and I say, hey, can you help us with verification process? And I, if he's practicing family law there, if he tells me something is not genuine, that's what it is. I cannot argue with it. It's like someone arguing with me something about the state of Alabama or immigration, So one of the best things you can do, especially for those who are just filing your cases, have people help you verify. Not people, get a lawyer to verify your divorce decrees before you file. When in doubt, and you haven't filed anything, it's probably going to be best for you to have a new divorce done in the United States, especially if you have been able to register the requirement for residency. If you have already submitted your case and you are in the process of filing a 751 or you filed one, then we're just going to leave that in God's hands. But seriously, for instance, if you have a 10-year green card and you're planning to file for citizenship and you're not sure if your divorce decree was genuine or not, then the best advice I can give you is this. You may want to wait until you've had your green card for 5 years. So basically, until you've had your permanent residency status for 5 years. And here's why. Once you hit that 5-year mark, unless you do something that makes you deportable, USCIS cannot revoke your green card after 5 years. So if you're not in a hurry to become a citizen, you feel like your divorce decree may be questionable, and you've got your 10-year green card, then it's advisable for you to just hold on a little longer, get to that 5-year mark, have your green card for 5 years. When you've passed the statutory period where they can revoke your green card, then apply for citizenship and see how things go. Unless you've done something that's going to make you deportable, the worst case scenario is they'll deny your citizenship and there's nothing they can do about your green card. So there you have it. So please, in all seriousness, this is what USCIS is doing now. It is ridiculous. It's like, I have made, God knows how many times I have made, tried to lay a complaint with our association, and it hasn't gone anywhere, and that's okay. But this is the best next thing to let you, that we all understand one another's language. In the sense that we're all immigrants. This is about your life. Just make sure you do your due diligence before you file your case. So at least you're not, because if you file everything, you've got all the evidence possible, and then just based on one simple document, everything else crumbles. And that's how powerful having a qualifying relationship is when it comes to marriage-based applications. That's all she wrote. The more you know. Yes. So that's it, people. Let's get informed. All righty. Let's get questions, as many questions as we can get to. Hello, Ms. Giwa. How are you? It's almost a long weekend. What y'all have planned? What does everybody have planned? But no, I was going to say, is that my kid? No, I think that's anyway. How do I fast track? I usually work from home on Fridays, so I'm used to having long weekends, and I hardly go to the office on Mondays. In the sense of I just work from home because I'm someone that I think one of the things I've missed about Nigeria is the fact that I have to drive myself. Somebody please tell me I'm not the only one that's like that. I don't care to drive. I am one of those, what did they call the is it passenger princess? Is that what it's called? That's a title I will claim. I'm telling you. Yes. I don't care to drive. I just feel like I tell my ex-husband, I think it's manual labor. Yeah. So if I don't have to jump in the car to drive anywhere, and I can do the same thing I want to do from home, please understand I'm doing it from home. So that's one thing I miss about Nigeria, because if I have to get a driver here, I might as well, because we're probably going to be making the same thing because it's the US, right? So that's why I have to drive myself. So if I don't have to drive all the way, Honest corner, I'm telling you, and get driven in. That's me. That's me. Like, that's one of the things I'm telling you, that's one of the things I miss. Yeah. And that's why if I travel, I always, I don't do rental cars. I don't. I'm not doing it. I will do Uber. Like, somebody else has to drive me. That's it. I'm not driving. Hello, Miss Movie. How are you? Let's see. You just make me remember. Hold on 1 second. Just so you know, remember something real quick. Okay, yeah, there we go. I just remembered that. Not. I saw something from your brother. It's like, I don't think I responded to that. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, all right. I'll do that later on. Okay, all right. So, PB King, hello. So happy today. What happened? What is share? Do share, please. Do share. What's going on? Yes, it's almost time for the long weekend. Yes, Miss Gior. Okay. Hello, Mr. Tarrant. I know you are. Oh, it is you. I was wondering, like, I gotta put this on. Mr. Tarrant, you've got to come on. We've got to share. You've got to give a video testimony on that. So, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can see it on the screen. Mr. Tarrant is my client. And finally, we've been dealing with USCIS for the last, 5 months? 5 months this week, right? Trying to get them to deliver his green card. Finally, these people are something else. I have like 300 million Form G28 on file. Change of address it's been, but finally they delivered his, not to the address that we're supposed to deliver it to, but we were monitoring it like 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 an eagle. Like, finally he got his green card. He got his green card delivered today. So I know you're so happy. I know. I can't even imagine. Yeah. And he says he's going to stop by in Alabama on his way. So looking forward to meeting you in person finally. Okay. I sent so congratulations, Mr. Tarrant. Congratulations. And I'm so excited for you. You have no idea. I sent my renewal, but they returned it that I need to put a fee, but I have a fee waived on my forms. What should I do? If you're not sure about whether you need to pay a fee or not, Lady B, then what you need to do is sit down with a lawyer to do it for you. I mean, there's no point if you know you're not, because immigration sometimes, everybody says congratulations. Immigration is not just about filling forms. Sometimes it's aggravating when you keep sending things and send it back. If you're not sure what to do, have an attorney help you out, and to make life a lot easier for you, right? Okay, so let me go to TikTok. Let's see. And if you're just joining us, welcome in. We come live every Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and everywhere else, I don't know. Yeah, ask Google. So come together we talk about all things immigration, take questions, share testimonies, encourage one another, and just be positive, speaking things before we see it, and speaking things into existence. Let's see. Okay. And please do not repeat questions, please. Can AOS be expedited while the beneficiary is in the U.S. married to base AOS? You can expedite anything. It just depends on if you have the basis to expedite it. Facts. That's how I view things. That's good. Thank you so much for today. Absolutely, Ms. Olayinka. I'm still going to send you an email. I just haven't gotten the response that I'm waiting on, but I'll send you the email once I get that response. I just don't want to give you, I'm almost positive on that information, but I like to have a second two heads better than one, like they were saying. I like to have a colleague weigh in and say, you know what, yeah, you're on the right track and thinking before I make, I tell you that. So I will send, if not today, then tomorrow. I just want to make sure I have the right information for you. Okay. Anything about how long does something take? Please go on USCIS.gov/processing time. What types of documents will visa officer ask for students? Go on the website. They will give you examples of documents that you need to. If you're not sure, then sit down with a lawyer to discuss your case. Is there any way to contact USCIS when your I-130 is taking too long? You can call them. Find a way to get through to somebody. You can, because whenever you call, it would ask you for a receipt notice, or it would ask you for why you're calling. You can say something to the effect of, to reschedule your interview, something that's going to make them have to make the system transfer you to a real person. But one of the things, you've got to have your receipt number available, but you still can call or submit an e-request to ask them to make an inquiry while your case is outside normal processing time. Now, if you're just saying your case is taking too long, first of all, check if your case is still within the normal processing time. If it is, then your case is not outside normal processing time. It's just what it is. If the USCIS processing time says it's taking 3 years for something, then that's what it's taking. It doesn't mean your case is taking long. It just means that's what they're averaging to adjudicate a case type like yours. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Lincoln, I think that may be it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. But that may be it in the sense of, I don't want to say a whole lot. Yeah, but does this apply to those who got green card through VAWA? Absolutely. One of the things that you've got to prove when you get, before you can get your green card through VAWA, is that you've got a qualified relationship. A qualified relationship basically is that you had a valid marriage, and having a valid marriage, not a good fit marriage. I'm not talking of good fit. I'm talking of legal marriage. Legal marriage basically means that any previous relationships, any previous marriages you had been legally terminated before you married your abusive spouse. So if USCIS does not accept any divorce decrees from your previous relationship, and they find that they fault it somehow, and that could be the basis of them denying a VAWA case. So if you had a VAWA case that was approved based on a divorce decree that maybe they would think it's not genuine, absolutely. If you have a green card through VAWA, it's still the same green card. It's a marriage-based case. It's just that rather than having your spouse file for you, you file for yourself. So the revocation still is applicable even in that situation. Mr. Lainka, the 5 years, it's not. That's a good question. I didn't think of that. That's a very good question, but I'm not sure, because in the case of your friend is already a citizen. So I'm not, because the whole point of waiting 5 years before applying for citizenship is just for instance, if someone gets a green card through marriage and they're still in the marital union with their spouse, they're able to file for citizenship based on 3 years as a legal permanent resident. If someone gets green card through VAWA or through 751 abuse waiver and married to a citizen, you qualify for if you've not had your green card for at least 5 years, then USCIS can still revoke that before they allow you to become a citizen. In the case of your friend, however, because your friend is already a citizen, that I'm not sure if that's, and I think that's my concern. I just don't want that to become an issue. That's why I'm waiting for Alex to tell me what he thinks about that. So once I get his opinion on that, I'll let you know. I'll email you. I have not forgotten that I'm supposed to send you an email. I just haven't heard back from him. Okay, let's see. If my marriage is new and we do not have a lot of evidence, it's the best to wait a few months to file. It's possible to have your case approved based solely on photographs, because photographs speak a lot of volumes about the history of your relationship. So it's not just about how long you've been married. A lot of people, and sometimes you may not even, waiting longer to even file may even not be helpful in your case, because there's some things you may not be able to get unless you or sign up with your spouse, unless you have your social security number or you have a work permit. So the longer you're waiting, that means you're not going to have access to those documents to have a number. And so if you've already documented, I always tell people your evidence for a marriage-based case does not start from when you get married. Evidence for a marriage-based case starts from when you start to date, because quite a number of my cases, we include evidence, photographs, vacations taken, text messages before my clients even got married. That have been very, very helpful to the case. So it's not just waiting until you get married. You're building your evidence before you get married. And so there's nothing that says you can't file immediately. It just depends on how much of your story of a good faith marriage you can tell with what you currently have. From Togo to US. Hello, Mr. Hakim. How are you? Share to Bresini. I don't know if more check. More trust better Bresini. So I upload our documents. Okay. Hold on 1 second. If you file an I-86, okay, we're back. Can I talk to USCIS even though I use a lawyer for my case? It depends on your case. For instance, if you have a VA case, you cannot call. But if you have a regular case, I usually say out of courtesy, let your attorney know. Because the thing is, I have clients who do that, and then I get a notification, email notification saying, okay, following up on your call. I'm like, I didn't call. So I already know that my client called. So because if you have a lawyer in your case, the lawyer's email is on your case. So they're going to get a courtesy notification. So the least you can do is to let your lawyer know, hey, I'm going to call USCIS. I just want to find this out. And it's just, courtesy notice. That's all. It doesn't hurt. Because sometimes I've got colleagues who say, if you do something they don't know, they're going to withdraw from your case. So I think it's just out of courtesy to let your lawyer know before you call. Can I expedite my I-360 after 2 years? You can expedite after a day of filing. It just depends on if you've got a basis to expedite. However, keep in mind, VA cases take up to 3 years. Can I file K1 for myself while my kids travel on tourism visa? What do you mean K1 for yourself? You mean someone is filing for you as their foreign national fiance? Because obviously you can't file K1 for yourself. You've got to be engaged to an American citizen. If that's what you mean, if they're filing a K1 for you, why would you not want them to file a K2? Why would you not want your kids to file a K2 visa? I'm trying to understand the reasoning. My Nigerian husband had a marriage before me. Could that be why something taking? You mean why your case is taking so long? You're welcome, Mr. Lanka. I can't speculate to that. My AOS package was delivered 8 weeks ago, and I still don't have a notice of receipt. What can I do? Just be patient. How much for a consultation? What is that? I just keep my head. See, I went to law school, so I don't have to do math. Anything with numbers, just 30 minutes, 140, 45 minutes, 210, 1 hour, 250. Can I file for my boyfriend who lives in Canada and undocumented? If you are a citizen, you can, you meet the requirements of a K1 visa, then you can file for him. If you're not a citizen, there's no category for green card in boyfriends or fiancés or green card holders. So it depends on what you qualify to file, what you're eligible to file on his behalf. I filed for VAS since 2019 and I've not heard from USCIS till now. What can I do? I don't want to say your name. Do you have a lawyer in your case? If you got a lawyer in your case, have your lawyer contact them. Now, if that's part of what you paid your lawyer for, have your lawyer, contact them. But sometimes it's just a courtesy email, like, hey, reminder, it's been 5 years. And some of the cases, I have a case like that too, and they keep coming back and saying they're doing security background check. Oh, fire now. Can you wind up security background check? Like, what's going on? But it just depends on what it is. My fiance is filed okay K1 for me, but my kids already have B2 visa. Do I still need to file? How old are your kids? Pretty Lee's. How old are your kids? I'll wait for you to put that. How old are your kids? Pretty Lee's. Hello. Mr. Taryn, we were on it like an eager bird. We were talking about his green card. We were, hello, Miss Abena. How are you? We serve all 50 states. Distance isn't a barrier. Yeah. Please share, like, follow, invite your friends, subscribe to your YouTube channel. Please don't forget. We're trying to grow our audience on YouTube, so we would very much appreciate your help in that one. Pretty Liz, how old are your kids? 7 and 9. Okay. Here's why you want your kids to be on K2. If your fiance is going to file a K1 for you, when that is approved, there's no separate petition to file for your kids. They will just be listed on your I-29F. And so when you apply for K1, they can apply for K2. It doesn't matter that they have B1, B2 visas. That's irrelevant. A K2 is going to help them get to becoming green card holders faster. So you guys come in on K1 and K2. Once you get here, if when you and your fiance get married in the 90-day period, you file a green card petition application. Your 7 and 9-year-old kids also would file their own I-45 green card applications respectively. All three of you are on your way to becoming green card holders. If they come in on a B1, B2, your kids cannot change status to K2. That's not going to happen. K2 is, you've got to get that from the embassy, from the consulate. The best that can happen with your kids coming in on a B1, B2 is when you and your spouse get married, then your spouse is going to have to start the process for your kids all over again, meaning he's going to have to file an I-130 and then file an I-45, which is fine. But then you've got to wait for the I-130 to be approved first before they get to their green card applications. When they can come in on a K2, when you get married, then they can submit straight up, as long as you get married within the 90 days, straight up green card applications without having to wait for a petition to be approved first or to be adjudicated simultaneously. You get it? I mean, it's up to you. If you weigh your options, if I were in your shoes, that's what I would rather do for my kids. But I don't know why you're thinking about that, but that's the explanation. And so based on that, see what works for you best. Okay. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. God bless you. Thank you, Miss Donna. But sis can't. I'm not going to answer your question because you put your question more than once. Pretty Liz, you're welcome. Absolutely, you're welcome. Okay. All questions. Thank you, Ms. Abena. Disclaimer: all questions, general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. So, if you need something specific to your case, you got to do a proper paid consultation. What can I do if my joint sponsor doesn't have an employment letter and pay stub but makes sufficient income and held all 3 years taxes? Don't they have? Why wouldn't they have employment letter? Why don't they have? How they making the? How did they? What did they do to make the money for the most recent tax year? Okay, let's go to Instagram. Y'all, how to make another skate today? Because when you think you've heard it all, somebody came with the craziest idea to me today, and it's like, yeah, just wait for the skate because it's me go call him my boy. I was like, what? Yeah. Just want to say yes, the most positive platform. Thank you, Just Maxim. How are you? Okay. I'm literally here for the encouragement. Yes, to that. I saw the live notification and I had to watch tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, we encourage one another. That's what matters. Thank you very, very much. Sim01 says hi, everyone. What does it mean when a case is transferred? Huh? What does it mean when a case is transferred judicial care? I think I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe mean jurisdiction? If you want to rephrase. I love how real and honest you are. Thanks for the encouraging words. Thank you. I'm not an open book. TJ, that's my kid. See, this is what the age of this age of social media will cause. So just young on YouTube, just ignore TJ on YouTube. Just ignore him because he calls me Sissy lawyer, just like he calls his dad Doctor Dad, bro. At the demo, at the yeah, please take time to give this live a like while you're here. I appreciate it. On follow us on our Instagram page as well. Would really appreciate that. Hello, Mr. Solomon. Did you get emails? I sent you 2 emails earlier on today. Can you believe what's going on? I'm telling you. It's been a long week, I'm going to tell you guys. Hello, Island Girl. How are you? How have you been? What is the best visa route to apply for from Nigeria that can allow me to work, please? If you want to work in the United States, you've got someone, you need someone to sponsor you, either for a work visa, or if you're able to get here and you've got a basis, I'm not telling you to come here and file for asylum, but if you've got a basis of something you're afraid to go back home for or to, then once you get to the United States, you may, if you already have a visa. But as far as a visa that allows you to, a visa that you can apply for that allows you to work, it's going to be a work visa for the most part. That's something that a U.S. employer has to file for you, or if you qualify for a self petition like a national interest waiver. Sorry, people. This happens. I guess tell me if you can see me on Instagram. I think I lost you there. I think I lost you there. I'm still waiting for I-130. It was last reviewed August last year. I reside in Canada. Can I hire you for the second stage? It would depend. I mean, the second stage is actually pretty straightforward. It's something you can do on your own. So unless you just want a lawyer on that. Let's see. My VAW green card was issued this week. Thank you for all your advice and support. Mill Kelly's congratulations. That is the news that we want to hear. And we're using your story as a point of contact to many still waiting on God for their green cards, for their own, to get to their own final destination in this immigration journey. But we rejoice with you. We pray that this will open up many doors of abundance and blessings for your life and for many decades to come, in Jesus' name. Mr. Benny says, I took a nice nap and I'm late today. Sorry. That's okay. I had a full meal after work and was knocked out. Yeah, that happens. I can relate. Hello, Nikki. Where have you been? That's my sister from another mother. When your I-360 was approved 2022, you got another approval. What does that imply? It just means that the initial one was probably not approved. I think I know who this is. Looking at it, but that just happened to a client of mine recently. There was another person who reached out to our firm, and then we helped him because he filed for VAW, and 4 months after he got notification that his VAW was approved. Never got an EAD, never got an approval notice. Anyway, fast forward, he contacted our firm. We helped him do a FOIA request, and then also contacted the Vermont Service Center directly. And they emailed us back saying that was an error on their end. Can you imagine? You've been told that your kids, and then tell you it's enough. And after we had contacted them, they now updated to your case, we're reviewing your case or whatever, we received your case. Yeah, so it may have been, and tell me, Shagestino 1, did you get an approval notice in 2022? My best guess is you probably did not. And so if that's the case, that may have been an erroneous update on their end. How long does it take I-131 Texas Service Center? 20 months ago, still pending. It's not shocking for Texas, but it just depends. You may be able to expedite it. For instance, we got an approval for a client of ours today. We filed the I-131 in December of last year. But what we did in this case is I actually her case is based on a VAR case, and 485 based filed VAR. So the point is, we're just able to email the Vermont Service Center directly, have affidavits and supporting documents to show why we're asking them to expedite that, and we actually got the approval today. So she's just happy that she can go home to take care of her kids because her kids are in a bind, so she needs to take care of that. So it just depends on what the basis, or if you have something, a reason to expedite. Lioness to real. Thank you. Can someone who divorced his wife of 5 years immediately after he became a citizen marry another the same year and petition for his new wife? Okay, can someone who divorced his wife for 5 years immediately after he became why in God's name would you divorce your spouse that you got the green card, the citizenship and green card through immediately after you become a citizen? And then you want to marry another wife the same year and petition for the new wife. Let me guess, that new wife, you came to the country with the new wife. And yet new wife US and you came on a family visit. And they got that for 1 year. So that's why the citizens saying Yahweh and get to do all this while. And what for marry. But it's too soon. It's too soon. That's all I'm saying. And it's rude, yeah. It is a red and green to this is life. Which one, yeah. And the minimum one were black all the time. Oh, we're black linear. It's what to complain. Yeah, like I know it's not a complaint, just pulling your legs. Oh Lord. I'm just saying. But it's too soon. Let's thank you. Let's give it some time. It's too soon. Joe, leave it alone. The man in the US, I'm accredited citizen. But USA is gonna like, oh, they were former. You have, I'm sure you have kids together. We've seen it too many times. You just take a break, but it's too soon. Just let's give it another 6 months. Can you explain conditional green card? What do you mean? Can I explain conditional green card? What do you want to know about that? It's a 2-year green card that you get if your marriage is less than 2 years. It also happens with EB5, but as far as marriage-based cases, you get it if your marriage is less than 2 years at the time USCIS approves your case. So that's that in a nutshell. Okay. All righty. So let's see. I think we got to most of the questions. Anybody wants to do a live consultation? We haven't done that enough. You're welcome. If you don't mind jumping on real quick, I think we still got about 7 minutes before it's an hour. Thank you, Jackie. Yes. Do you have any employer that can hire international registered nurse who is already in the United States? I don't match employees and employers. But one thing is there's so many employers and so many agencies. If you just even Google, you'll be able to find. I was gonna say, but the thing is, even if they can file for you, there is nothing. And if you're depending on the kind of visa you're on currently, there's no fast track. So anything as far as a potential work with a hospital facility, whatever the case may be, it's going to take time, and that time requires that you are going to have to be in valid non-immigrant status throughout the whole time. What if you're on a conditional green card and your wife is threatening divorce? What will you do because she wants you to lose your status? That's when you sit down with a lawyer and you get yourself well informed. And by well informed, you know that someone threatening divorce is not the end of it. A lot of people think that they have to file the I-751 with their spouses. It is only if you are filing jointly with your spouse. A lot of those spouses threaten people because they think, yeah, I'm going to divorce you, so that'll be the end of it. 2-year green card, you can get a 10-year green card. That's a lie. Tell them I said it's a lie. If you're filing jointly with your spouse, yes, you need them to file with you. If you're not filing jointly with your spouse, meaning you're filing based on someone threatening you with divorce and only God knows what else they're doing to you, that may potentially make you eligible for an abuse, extreme cruelty, self-petition ground. That is one thing that you don't require your wife to jointly file with you. If you get a divorce and she finally goes through the divorce, you actually can file your 751 based on divorce all by yourself. Another ground is you can file based on extreme hardship. Basically, you don't even have to prove good faith for that. And as a self-petitioner, as an I-751 self-petitioner, you do not have to wait for 2 years. Like literally, you can file the 751 the day after you get your conditional green card if you're filing as a self-petitioner, meaning you're filing based on abuse, you're filing based on divorce, you're filing based on extreme hardship. So let her keep threatening. You can get your green card without your wife. I hope that makes you feel. This is why I do what I do. The threats have to, they're not going to stop, but that doesn't mean an end to your own immigration journey. So let her keep threatening. The threat actually would help your case because then you can file an extreme cruelty in addition to divorce. All the grounds that you qualify for as a self-petitioner, you can, and you can file your green card, your 751 at any time after you get your 2-year green card. You do not have to wait for 2 years. The only requirement for waiting for 2 years is if you are filing a joint petition with your spouse. Is it possible to bring a child who is 20 years old with a 10-year green card? How long is it going to take? That's going to take quite a bit of time. So right now, the child will still fall within the F2A, and there's a calculation that needs to be done in order to lock the child's age. But if you become a citizen before the child turns 21, that child's age is going to be locked in forever, no matter how long it takes. So the child will be an immediate relative. But it is possible right now, but it's going to take a while because that child right now is under the F2A category. Thank you very much, Sarah Relief. That's the whole point. Don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. The more you know, literally, when you know what your options are, you can sleep better. Could need hypertension. All right, listen, I already deal with hypertension. Not my work is I have a highly stressful job. Highly stressful. Y'all don't even understand. Like sometimes heart palpitations because I'm emotionally invested in my cases. But that's why I dial it back. Sometimes I shut it down. And so I can only imagine when you're going through the threats and you have to live with someone who's constantly reminding you about it every day. And my high blood pressure is hereditary for the most part, but I'm conscious of having to deal with that. And so imagine having to deal with someone who's always like in my green card, well, I'm going to send you back to your, freaking African country. No, let them keep talking. And if you're in a state where if you're home, you have a right to record all the conversations. I'm not trying to destroy marriages. No, I'm just trying to make sure you've got evidence so that in case you need it, you can actually use that. In case you need it, you can use it. So this is why we do what we do. The more you know. Don't live in fear at all. Why? This is a lawyer. Why? For what? For what reason? We ain't doing it. Okay. All right. Anyway, before we get off, a reminder, everybody. So one of our dearest people, Miss Abena, is going. She's okay. Let's just leave her age alone. I just know I'm way older than she is. Like, and Miss Sanctuary, like I'm way older than they are. I think I was already in JS2, JS3. I don't even know. Something. Probably almost finished secondary school. They're going to come for me now. But in all seriousness, her birthday is on Monday. Memorial Day week, day actually. So in celebration of our dear Miss Abena, her intention, and I just let's leave it. Her intention was to sponsor someone for a half an hour consultation, and she didn't want me to say anything. But I, being the person that I am, we decided that rather than have her pay for anyone, we're actually going to give her that as a birthday gift from the Olalea law firm. And someone is going to win a 30 minutes consultation. It doesn't matter whether you pay or not. It's the same thing. Everyone who's had a consultation with me know I'm very thorough. And so, but you've got to go through Miss Abena. So let me put her, you're welcome. Let me put her Instagram handle on. So it's at Abena_DAC. That's on Instagram. You've got to reach out to her on Instagram. And she is going to make the announcement a day after her birthday on Tuesday. So reach out to Miss Abena. Miss Abena, are you still there? Let people know you're there. And so on Instagram and on YouTube. So reach out to her and she will make she'll choose who it's going to be. And we'll make the announcement on Tuesday. And then once she makes, okay, she's there. Okay, so at Abena_DAC on that's on Instagram. Once she makes the announcement on Tuesday, we will let you know how to go about scheduling that consultation. So in honor of Ms. Abena, we wish you a very, very happy birthday, a very healthy, happy birthday. And as long as we've got health, we're in good health, we've got life, we've got each day, we got to keep going. We've come too far to give up. And for me, if I could wave a magic wand, everything will be an approval elder. That's the prayer. But the reality is, especially given the kind of cases that I take, sometimes you get hit, like, ugh. But I'm wired in such a way I don't have a bone of defeat in me. Like, it doesn't mean you're not going to have those days, but to just throw in the towel and like, okay, I'm done. I just don't know how to do it. I just don't. And I take a step back, but then it's like, okay, what's the next step? So I pray that God gives us all the fortitude to just keep going, to just keep going, to know and to continue to read. Hello, Mr. Neres, how are you? To know that it's everything is at its time. It's going to work out at the right time that God intends for it to work out. Not a day earlier, not a second later, not a minute earlier. It's not and the one thing I tell my clients, because I get a lot of, well, this person's case was approved in less than, like, you cannot compare your case with someone else's case. We didn't come to this world together. We didn't come to this country at the same time. It doesn't matter if you file your cases on the same darn day. It has nothing to do with when God chooses to bless you. The fact that you did something at the same time doesn't mean your blessings will come at the same exact time. What matters is that we understand that it's going to come. All fingers are not the same. Yeah. What matters is that it's going to come at that appointed time. The prayer is that we've got the fortitude and the strength to keep going so that we don't miss that appointed time. You guys have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Miss Avina, once again, we wish you a very, very happy birthday. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye, everybody. Stay safe.